Good morning, everyone. A major nor'easter is developing along the East Coast, set to bring strong winds, heavy rain and coastal flooding from the Carolinas to New England. This isn't your average autumn storm. Travel will be difficult, and outdoor plans should be reconsidered. Nor'easters are powered by the clash of cold and warm air, not warm ocean water like hurricanes, but their impacts can be just as severe. Expect damaging wind gusts, flash flooding, and storm surge along the coast. The storm will track northward, hugging the coastline and intensifying, with impacts lasting through the weekend and into next week for some. Secure loose items, check emergency supplies, and stay informed with weather alerts. The combination of wind, rain, and cold will make for a miserable few days. We'll keep you updated as the storm progresses. Above all, prioritize your safety as this powerful nor'easter moves through. What exactly is a nor'easter, and why do these storms have such a dramatic impact on the east coast of the United States? If you've ever watched the news during winter or early spring, you've probably heard meteorologists warn about an approaching nor'easter. But what makes these storms so unique, and how do they earn their reputation for power and disruption? Let's break it down. How does a nor'easter differ from a hurricane, and why do both capture so much attention? Nor'easters are large, intense storms that form along the East Coast, named for their strong northeast winds that batter the shoreline and sweep inland. These winds can last for days, making travel and daily life difficult for millions. Unlike hurricanes, which are fueled by warm tropical waters and thrive in the summer and early fall, nor'easters are powered by the clash of cold, dry air from the land and moist, warmer air from the Atlantic Ocean. This collision creates a powerful low-pressure system that can rapidly intensify. They're sprawling systems, often stretching over 1,000 miles and impacting multiple states at once. Their reach is vast, and their effects can be felt far inland, not just along the coast. With prolonged, relentless winds and the potential for widespread flooding, nor'easters can disrupt power, transportation, and daily routines for days on end. Nor'easters can bring heavy rain, but in colder months, they're notorious for dumping massive amounts of snow, sometimes enough to paralyze entire cities and leave streets buried under several feet of snow. This weekend's storm will be rain-driven, soaking coastal neighborhoods and cities with relentless downpours and gusty winds. But the presence of cold air is a classic nor'easter signature, often making conditions feel even more raw and dangerous. Hurricanes are compact, warm-season storms with a well-defined eye and intense winds focused in a smaller area. Nor'easters, on the other hand, are sprawling, cool-season giants that can linger for days, bringing a mix of rain, snow, and wind over a huge region. The storm approaching now is a textbook nor'easter, developing rapidly and threatening to bring days of unsettled weather to the coast and beyond. With cold air, a vast wind field, and prolonged coastal impacts, this nor'easter is set to test the resilience of communities up and down the shoreline. Understanding these differences helps us prepare for the unique threats nor'easters bring, whether it's stocking up on supplies, securing property, or staying informed about changing conditions. As this system pounds the shoreline, expect extended high winds, major coastal flooding, and the kind of weather that reminds us just how powerful nature can be. Let's break down the storm's timeline and see how this powerful system will impact the East Coast, step by step, from its origins to its final exit. The storm's development begins off the coast of Florida late Friday, as warm ocean waters fuel its growth. By the early hours of Saturday, the first impacts are felt in the Carolinas. Steady rain starts to fall, and winds begin to pick up, signaling the arrival of the system. Residents along the beaches will notice the surf growing rougher and the skies turning darker as the morning progresses. As Saturday unfolds, the storm intensifies and pushes northward. By Saturday night, the mid-Atlantic region, including Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, and the Jersey Shore, will be in the thick of it. Expect the worst conditions here: heavy, persistent rain, strong winds capable of downing branches and power lines, and the risk of flash flooding in low-lying areas. Major cities like Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Philadelphia will face a challenging night, with relentless downpours and gusty winds making travel hazardous. Urban areas could see street flooding, and power outages are possible as the storm's core moves through. By Sunday, the storm's peak shifts to New York City, Long Island, and southern New England. Here, a total washout is expected. Rain will be heavy and unrelenting, and winds will whip across the region, making outdoor activities nearly impossible. Coastal communities should be on alert for flooding and beach erosion. Boston and Cape Cod are especially vulnerable late Sunday into Monday. Strong winds will batter the coastline, and coastal flooding is likely as high tides combine with storm surge. Residents should prepare for possible road closures and power disruptions. The storm will reach its peak strength in New England, with the most intense winds and highest seas. Even as the rain begins to taper off, gusty winds and rough surf will linger into Monday, prolonging the hazardous conditions along the coast and inland. By Tuesday, the system finally moves into the Canadian Maritimes, but the effects will still be felt. Cleanup and assessment efforts will just be getting underway, as communities deal with debris, water damage, and lingering power outages. This is a slow-moving storm. Many areas will experience 24 to 36 hours of continuous wind and rain. The prolonged nature of the event increases the risk of flooding, soil saturation, and tree damage, making it important to stay vigilant even after the heaviest rain has passed. Prepare for a prolonged, disruptive weekend. Take steps now to secure outdoor items, check emergency supplies, and have a plan in place in case you need to shelter in place or evacuate. Stay alert to local updates and be ready for changing conditions. Monitor weather alerts on your phone and tune in to local news for the latest information, as the situation can evolve quickly. The storm's duration is as much a threat as its intensity. With hours of relentless rain and wind, even well-prepared communities can be tested. Stay safe, stay informed, and look out for your neighbors as the storm passes through. The nor'easter's winds will be fierce, with gusts up to 50 mph in coastal North Carolina. These powerful gusts will whip through the region, making it feel like a hurricane is approaching. Residents should secure outdoor furniture and other loose items to prevent them from becoming dangerous projectiles, and even higher, up to 65 or 70 mph, in exposed areas from the Jersey Shore to Cape Cod. The relentless wind will batter the coastline, causing significant beach erosion and potentially damaging coastal properties. These winds can cause power outages, downed trees, and hazardous travel, especially on bridges and for high-profile vehicles. Drivers should exercise extreme caution and avoid unnecessary travel during the peak of the storm. Boating will be extremely dangerous. All vessels should remain in port. Mariners should double-check their moorings and ensure their boats are securely fastened to withstand the storm's fury. Heavy rain is another major threat, with 2 to 5 inches expected across the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. This deluge will lead to rapid water accumulation in low-lying areas, increasing the risk of flash floods. Urban flooding is likely, especially in cities like DC, Philadelphia, and New York. The storm drains in these metropolitan areas may become overwhelmed, leading to significant street flooding and potential property damage. Saturated ground will make it easier for strong winds to topple trees, increasing the risk of outages and blocked roads. Emergency crews will be on high alert, ready to respond to fallen trees and other storm-related hazards. Some areas may see even higher rainfall totals, raising the risk of flash flooding. Residents in flood-prone areas should be prepared to evacuate if necessary and have a plan in place for moving to higher ground. The combination of wind and rain is a dangerous 1-2 punch. This potent mix can lead to widespread damage, making it crucial for everyone in the storm's path to stay informed and take appropriate precautions. Prepare for possible extended power outages. Have flashlights, batteries, and essentials ready. Stock up on non-perishable food, water, and any necessary medications to ensure you can weather the storm safely. Take these threats seriously and act before the storm arrives. Stay tuned to local weather updates and heed any evacuation orders or safety advisories issued by authorities. Coastal flooding and beach erosion may be the nor'easter's most lasting impacts. Prolonged northeast winds will drive a significant storm surge, raising water levels several feet above normal. High tides, already elevated by the lunar cycle, will worsen flooding, especially along the Jersey Shore, Long Island, and the Outer Banks. Multiple high tide cycles could mean repeated flooding from Saturday through Monday. Residents in flood-prone areas should move vehicles to higher ground and follow evacuation advisories. Large waves will batter the coast for over 24 hours, causing severe beach erosion and damaging dunes. Overwash may make key coastal roads impassable and threaten infrastructure. The effects of erosion can last for years, costing millions to repair. This storm will leave a visible mark on the coastline, highlighting the ocean's power. Take all coastal warnings seriously and protect your property if you're in vulnerable areas. This nor'easter isn't just about wind and rain, it's ushering in a dramatic blast of cold air. Cold air from Canada will plunge south, making it feel more like late November than early October. Frost and freeze warnings are already in effect for higher elevations in the Northeast and Appalachians. Even Florida will feel the chill, with highs in the 50s and 60s, unusual for October. The storm's circulation will funnel cold air deep into the southeast, making jackets and sweaters a must. After the storm, another cold front could bring record lows, reinforcing the early arrival of autumn. This sustained cold marks a sharp end to summer warmth. Prepare for a chilly week ahead, no matter where you are on the East Coast. While the nor'easter dominates headlines, Hurricane Jerry is spinning in the Atlantic. The good news: Jerry poses no threat to the U.S. The same weather pattern fueling our nor'easter is steering Jerry out to sea. The hurricane will pass well offshore, missing Bermuda and weakening over cooler waters. Some of Jerry's moisture may be absorbed by the larger system, but the nor'easter is the real threat this weekend. Cold fronts often act as a shield, steering late-season hurricanes away from the U.S. Focus your preparations on the nor'easter, not on Jerry. As we deal with the nor'easter, meteorologists are watching the western Caribbean and southern Gulf of Mexico for possible tropical development mid-October. Warm waters there could fuel a new storm, but strong cold fronts may create wind shear that disrupts development. If a storm forms, it could threaten Central America, Cuba, or the Gulf Coast, but it's too early to know. For now, the nor'easter is the immediate concern. We'll monitor the tropics and update you if the threat increases. Hurricane season isn't over until November ends. Stay vigilant. But right now, focus on the storm at hand. With such an active cold pattern this early, many wonder if a snowy winter is ahead. Early cold fronts and a strong nor'easter suggest the atmosphere is primed to deliver more cold air to the East Coast. If this pattern persists, the chances for significant winter snowfall could rise, especially after recent snow droughts. Still, long-range forecasts are tricky. Global factors like El Niño can shift the outlook. An active October doesn't guarantee a snowy January, but it's an intriguing sign for snow lovers. For now, focus on staying safe through this nor'easter. This storm is a reminder of nature's power and the dynamic weather ahead. Whether it signals a snowy winter remains to be seen, but it's something to watch.